Cossacks are probably the better long run civ on that map. So Cossacks have a really good timing window where they can cripple Germany, but you're not gonna be able to kill them with Cossacks, right? Because you can spam units in every city. But Aztecs, they just snowball later on, much harder. It's probably the better pick to counter Germany.
Yeah. Also, I didn't defend well against his horses early in the game. I didn't expect it to be so powerful. So I underestimated that, and then I ended up losing that city, which caused him to upgrade his calves, and it was all-out carnage from that point forward. And I knew from there on that I would have to focus more units, while the other Germany was already like 30 production ahead. So I was basically chasing the other Germany on production. That's why I didn't build as many units, because I fell behind. So I tried to catch, and that's what happened for me. So I ended up not making enough units, and Harambe took really good advantage of that, and I think we lost because of it. That's my perspective. We were eventually going to go bombers.
Yeah, I had bombers online. I was building more. There'd be a lot of bombers once I had democracy and had the policy card, but that was like 15 turns away or so. But yeah, pretty much the goal was to bomb the shit out of Philly. Philly would not go to space. He probably thought he had a good shot because he had Ruhr Valley, but we had vision of the capital, right? So at some point, if he sits a tank on his spaceport, I bomb it 15 times and I still bomb the spaceport. So he's not going to space. So unless he does a hard push, which is really, really hard against Cossacks, even if he has tanks, like Cossacks are, 70-something defense, he's not going to. It'd be a pain in the ass for Philly, basically, with bombers and Cossacks top.
So basically, the monkey won them the game.
Oh, the monkey. Yeah,
the monkey.
Yeah, eventually I was gonna get broken into. I was 3 turns away from HE crew at the end. It was just shy.
Cowgomoo, when you had all those Cossacks run forward and you took those 3 cities, right. I noticed you kept 2 and burned 1, but what was going through your mind when you saw those crossbows come promoted into field cannons?
Oh, I knew he was going to go field cannon musket. I mean, if he went cav himself, that's a pretty bad idea against Cossacks. You have to go field cannon musket. Once he had field cannons, though, I was like, all right, at least we're burning all their gold. Germany's really not that hot in gold at that point in the game. I just wanted to slow him down. Like, I wanted to make sure he did not get the 12 adjacency city. I took 4 cities from him, so I knew I was almost on par with him at that point. I think like if that game kept going, it'd be pretty close up top for sure. If anything, I might even have the advantage. Despite he had a bunch of science, but I don't give a shit about science at that point, because once you have like helicopters and bombers, like there's nothing beyond that really, other than trying to go for like science victory.
All right. And Teamonmyback, I really want to touch on this. Your Hansa placements, even though you were behind in dropping them, your placements were actually a lot better than Philly's were. You had a lot more production per Hansa than he did. So you were actually on par from the turns you lost originally.
Yeah, well, I noticed that too, actually, and I was kind of questioning it the whole game long as to how Philly had more production than me. And he kept more production than me throughout the whole game by a tiny bit. And I noticed after that he had that religious tenet that gives you a workforce 1% per follower.
Yeah.
So then I noted that that's where it was, and also his cities were a bit more built up population-wise, or at least his core 6 were. So I noticed that he focused more on building up the tiles, whereas I made the mistake, and my team corrected me on it later, of building workshops, which I shouldn't have done. Because then we both passed on the engineer, and then no one got an engineer for a while, so I wasted all the points that I could have got, and the advantage I had on the engineering points. So yeah, my placement was good, but like I said, he had workforce and work ethic or whatever it's called, and he stayed always a bit ahead. But besides that, I actually was still didn't really understand how he was always still a bit ahead until I saw that he had 13 cities and I only had Well, I was gonna have 10, but that's exactly when Aztecs came in with his horseman army that had attack damage of knights.
Yeah.
So yeah, I made a mistake not defending well, but if I did, I still think this game wouldn't have gone as well as like I still would have had to make a lot of units, and I would have fell behind regardless because of that kind of pressure.
Right, they did an early game pressure versus the late game with Cossacks. And that's definitely understandable. But thank you guys very much for your time. I know you guys are eager to get to bed and be done with the day. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. Are there any last minute comments that you guys would like to add to this?
It was fun, and thank you for the commentary. It was honestly cool. Hopefully we play again.
Yeah, it was fun. I just wish Civ didn't have so many bugs and we'd have to rehost so many times.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys a lot for your time. It was a great game. Well played. And I'll see you guys next time.
Later, dudes.
Yep, see ya.
And that'll be it for our post-game interview. Thank you for tuning in and watching. I'll be uploading this to
Wow.
YouTube as well.
You know what Arabe's telling me?
What's up?